But I was wondering, you must, and you've got the kind of mind that can write 40 novels. You must have ideas flying around in your head all the time. How do you kind of evaluate, like, I've got these 5 ideas, I've finished that novel, now I'm on to the next one. How do you look at them and go, well, taking in, is there some more life, more interest in one particular idea over another, but also is there a commercial kind of assessment going on in your head of like, yeah, this could actually do well as opposed to this other idea? How do you kind of evaluate that?
I mean, I wish I could say that I never have to think about the marketing appeal. But unfortunately, that's really kind of the most important aspect of it because, otherwise, like if we were just writing just to write, we could write without any kind of rules as to where our stories went. But I've unfortunately had ideas that I've pitched to my publisher and they're like, nah, it's been done. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because, you really get excited for it. So really it goes kind of through a lot of filters. Like you have an idea, and I actually have call it my shiny new idea book. And it's just like a spiral notebook that I just kind of jot ideas down as they come to me. So you can just kind of get it out of your brain and focus on the current thing you're working on. But then after that, run it by friends who are with historical fiction as well and be like, oh, have you heard of a book that sounds kind of like this? And if they're like, oh yeah, there's a couple of those out there, then you're like, move on. And if they're like, no, I've never heard of that. That sounds amazing. You're like, okay, we've reached level 1. And then, from there, then, kind of put together like a loose proposal idea, send it to my agent. What do you think of this? And if she's like, oh, it's been done before, or, it's really probably not very much market appeal, then you're like, oh, okay, move on. And then if she says yes, then it's like level 2. And so that's kind of how, the buildup of that. And a lot of it is just making sure that, you're not just kind of harping on a same idea that's already been played many times before. Which can be difficult sometimes, especially with so many World War II historical fictions coming out. But I feel like there are always more stories to tell. Especially, I feel like so many people during World War II had this mindset of like, I just did what I had to do. And so they don't think about the things that they've done as being extraordinary.
Thanks for watching this clip from the History Quill podcast, all about writing and publishing historical fiction. If you want to find out more about the topics discussed, check the description for a link to the full episode and the episode page on our website, where you can access a range of relevant resources. You can also join our email list to receive new podcast episodes and more content for historical fiction writers. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and switch on notifications.